You're most welcome to Bravo Podcast. My name is Bravo, and it's always a pleasure being here, sharing you with information that is motivating, inspirational, and you'd be able to tell us what you pick out of us. It's my pleasure. And this morning, I have somebody very, very interesting, and most of you have been following her on the socials. Stella Basemera, a teacher of math, and I call her a mathematician. I know most of you out there may be having challenges with your children who love math but have always found it very complicated getting to that subject that they love most. But are you aware that there are people who are passionate about these subjects? And more so, a lady. During my school time, I never used to deal with a teacher of math, and it was a lady. Sorry, she passed on way back in my primary. Whenever she would come to class, I would know that trouble has started because some of us do not want calculations, which are very difficult. Today, we're going to prove you right that mathematicians are actually naturally made. You're most welcome, Teacher Martha, the mathematician.
Thank you.
Yes. For Martha, tell us who you are, dive into. We want to know you becoming a teacher of math or a mathematician. Was this born out of passion? Was it because you went through school and you picked the subject that you loved most? Is it a family background that you're a mathematician?
Okay, thank you very much. I wouldn't say it is a family thing
Yeah.
because everyone in my family does their own things. You'll find a vet, you'll find a mechanic, a
Yeah.
mechanical engineer, you'll find a police officer, you'll find everyone.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a family thing.
Yeah.
Growing up, our father gave us some bit of liberty to choose the paths we wanted to take.
Yeah.
He wasn't this kind of father who would tell you, you must do this.
Yeah.
Because anyone who looked at my senior four results would say, okay, that one we are going to send you to PCB math.
Yeah.
But that's not what my dad said. Said, pick what you like. If it works out for you, well and good.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, you don't have anyone to what? To blame. So I chose mathematics and I did it up to A level. Then when I went to Makerere University, I did education, Bachelor of Science with Education, and mathematics was one of my teaching subjects.
Yeah.
So when I went ahead, I completed did my teaching practice in one of the international schools.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to teach both Cambridge and UNEB classes,
Yeah.
but definitely my marks and the supervisors came for the UNEB classes.
Yeah.
Yes. So around that time, I noticed there were so many learners struggling with mathematics. And you have to follow the school program. And for some reason, they needed extra help. That is when I got a bulb. I said, okay, maybe after my last teaching practice, I could start assisting these school going learners with extra math lessons
Yeah.
and we help them simplify math because mathematics is not difficult. It's a subject of patterns.
Yeah.
And as soon as you understand how those things work,
Yeah.
it becomes easy.
Yeah.
There are also things that surround the learning of math.
Yeah.
It's not about the content, it's also about your habits.
Yeah.
Like how they say you can make all the money and waste it
Yeah.
because of your habits.
Yeah.
So you can learn all the mathematics and you fail because of the habits
Yeah.
that you have. So fast forward, this story is very funny
Mhm.
because some people think it's more like I started the chicken business with a feather,
Yeah.
but this is what happened. So teaching practice ended. I That time we used to be able to buy bundles of like 300 shillings,
Yeah.
and then you go to Facebook zero, you don't see photos, just text it,
Yeah.
and then life was okay, no problem. So I bought bundles of 300 shillings, went to Mama Tendo group.
Yeah.
I started posting everywhere. Yeah, this, that. It was good timing, I would say. It was good timing. That period, mocks, students have just done mocks. Everyone is worried. Math always comes in as one of the most failed subjects.
Yeah.
So I got an opportunity. People called me. Earlier, I used to go to people's homes.
Yeah.
I go assist the child, and that is it.
Yeah.
And the first investment was like 7,500. It was transport
Yeah.
to the first client and back, just in case I didn't get paid on that day. I didn't want to find myself stuck in someone's home.
Yeah.
And when you're a teacher, there are some things that you need to keep.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to someone's home and you don't have transport to take you back. It
Hmm.
will be so
Very
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Yes, so that's why I say my initial investment was
Yes.
seven thousand eight
Which was
hundred.
about $2. So you
Yeah,
can see how people
it was
begin.
about $2. But of course, someone may say, "Oh, you also invested in the education
And the
and all
time,
that."
yeah,
But at that time, if I'm talking about the actual amount of
yeah,
money I invested, that
yeah.
is, yeah, about $2.
Wow, that's amazing. I know
Mm.
most of you will be there and say, I don't have the capital, I don't have the money. She is a teacher, and I would call her a teacher who is an entrepreneur, because in any profession that you do in your life, you can become an entrepreneur in your own profession. It may not necessarily be to put up a school or build it, but you can look at how you can dive into entrepreneurship just by using your brain. And we are listening. We are going to learn a lot from Stella. Stella, did you go through the prominent schools? Because we need to know, which schools did you go to? Because everybody who does something great and exceptional think we've gone through the great schools. Which are those schools that we went to?
I have a very short list of schools
Yeah.
because I'm that one person who went through one school for all the years
Yes.
until the level ended.
Yeah.
So first I went to St. Jude Kindergarten in Naguru
Yeah.
for the entire kindergarten.
Yeah.
Then secondly I went to Shimoni
Yeah.
Demonstration School,
Yeah.
all the 7 years,
Yeah.
P1 to P7. Then I went to Taiba High School, S1 to S6.
Yeah.
Then I went to Makerere University.
Yeah.
Now, from Makerere University, I've had various other courses I've done in different places.
Yes. So
Mm.
you've been to good schools, which is good. She's
Yes,
been good
I,
through good
I
schools.
did change schools a lot.
Yeah, she didn't change
My
schools
list
at all,
is
because
very short.
Shimon those days, Shimon was one of the best schools that was very prominent. I don't know whether it's still in existence, but
It's
it
there in a
shifted
different
in a
location.
different location. But
Mm.
yes, she has a background of good schools as well. We would say yes, but don't be discouraged when we talk about the good schools. You also can make it right from the schools you went through, not so.
Yes.
So the
Mm.
schools may have shaped her as well, but also we're going to dive into the character as part of shaping ourselves.
Mm.
Now, when you went to people's homes to start teaching their children,
Mm.
what were you looking at? Were you looking at getting money, or you were trying to impact lives of children that had, weakness in math?
It was two-way.
Yeah.
It was two-way because, first of all, I saw a need and I had a solution. And then I also needed to make money.
Mhm.
So whenever I went to people's homes, I felt that when I made an impact on this child, it would give me a lot of happiness.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It will give me a lot of happiness when I impact the child. And even when the parents send in feedback,
Yeah.
and they tell you, oh my God, can you imagine?
Mhm.
Your child has improved. I said, by the way, I started having children very early.
Yeah.
They even call them my children.
Yeah.
Your child has improved. Your child this. It would give me so much satisfaction.
Yeah.
In most cases, a teacher's satisfaction, find the money is needed
Yeah.
for you to survive.
Yeah.
But then there's that satisfaction you get from a student who has improved.
Yeah.
That hits differently.
Yeah.
It can't even you can't even attach a price to it.
Yeah.
When you meet a child for only 3 weeks and the parent gives you feedback, at some point you're also wondering, I actually did that.
Mhm.
you know, you start wondering like, okay, only 3 weeks and this has happened. That is good feedback. And you also feel proud of yourself. You
Yeah.
feel happy, and at least you've saved another math life.
I know, because most people actually look at money
Mm.
But there's where you get money, and the moment you go back, a parent tells you, my child is not improving,
Mm.
which means you're soon to exit because your job is no more. You're not doing your best. But there is this that I've seen as parents. We
Mm.
always blame the teachers for the failures of our children.
Mm.
You, as a math teacher, who contributes the biggest percentage in failure?
That depends on an individual.
Yeah.
Different people contribute different things on a learner.
Yes.
So sometimes I would say it is a parent. How?
Yeah.
Your child goes to school,
Yeah.
fine, you pay the tuition,
Yeah.
but you never check their books.
Yeah.
You never know what their school program is like.
Yeah.
They call you to school to check on the child's progress. You're never there. You're never at home. The child needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
You're not available
Yeah.
as a parent, but you're paying tuition meanwhile, and
Yes.
you think everything is going to be done by the teacher. So there is no way, if when it is you to play a certain part, you need to play it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be the
Yeah.
teacher, the student may not be understanding how the teacher explains.
Yeah.
In most cases, we teach how we were taught.
True.
And the other thing, we have different kinds of learners in class who learn in different ways. There are different styles of learning.
Yeah.
So you may find that if I use one style of teaching and the other child learns in a different way, I
Yeah.
may leave them out.
Yeah.
So that child may fail because of the style of teaching. When is it the fault of the child? When they don't put in effort.
Yeah.
Because even if I teach, even if your parent puts an effort to encourage you and I am not practicing, because now they are not going to be the ones to practice for me. You have to do the practice yourself
Yeah.
as a student. So if you're a student, you're going to do the practice.
Yeah.
So you also play your part. So
Yeah.
it's a triangle. There's a parent, there's a teacher, there's a student. Everyone has to play their part in order for you to succeed. If one of them doesn't play their part,
Yeah.
it's
They
going
can't
to
learn.
totally fail. So you have to assess a particular individual to see where the problem could be coming from and fix that.
As a teacher,
Mm.
have you approached any parent and opened up and says, your son or your daughter cannot manage math?
No, I've never. I believe
Mhm.
everyone has the ability to learn math. It's just how you teach them.
No, but some of us really, we tried math and we failed. And we say, no, math is not my thing. Okay?
Do you have a business?
Yes, I do,
Are
definitely.
you not dealing with numbers?
No, I deal with numbers, but it's
Exactly, that's
funny.
math.
No, but it's funny that
Mm.
after I can deal with numbers because I've been struggling with the young now, that when I
Mm.
give you a small calculation, you don't need to run to a calculator. You just need to use your mental.
Mental
Yes,
math.
mental math.
Mm.
I find it easier to do it than even when I was in school. Now, what happens when you try to teach this child math and this child fails? You, as a teacher, whom do you blame? Do you go back to the because
It's
in this case, the parent has put in everything. They have paid the school fees. The parent is there, what you've mentioned. You're also there as a teacher, but the middle person has failed. In this case, as a teacher, what do you do?
you have to assess the situation. As I
Yes,
told you earlier,
yes,
some learners don't fail because they have failed to grasp the content.
yes,
The content could be understood,
yeah,
but what are those habits surrounding mathematics?
yeah,
You find that some learners are struggling with anxiety.
yeah,
As soon as they see numbers, they start
yeah,
squeezing their fingers. They start getting some kind of, they get sweaty.
yeah,
They're just anxious around numbers. They are so anxious because of something that could have happened in the past.
yeah,
Maybe they failed the paper before and they fear that it will happen again.
yeah,
So they become anxious. When you become anxious, the brain also goes in panic mode.
yeah,
And when you go to panic mode, automatically you're going to fail to think about the things you need to think about. You're going to fail to learn because your mind is now in overdrive. You're
yeah,
panicking, you're worried, you're anxious. So you find that there are other things that could be affecting the child.
yeah,
Sometimes the parent is very tough.
yeah.
Mm?
Which you have to be.
There are expectations you set for the child. I mean, if a child got 30%, don't tell them 90%. There's a parent I interacted with.
Yeah,
He was this type who would go, and get that register. This one who got 90%, what do they eat that you don't eat? I mean, you're crushing their
Yeah,
confidence.
yeah,
And you don't have to do those discussions in public.
yeah,
You're affecting their self-esteem.
yeah,
You don't have to do those discussions in public.
yeah,
Go sit us, go sit them down and have a proper discussion
yeah,
without reprimanding them, judging them, you know, insulting them.
yeah,
You're closing them out. They won't say anything.
yeah,
Sometimes we set very, very high expectations. If a child has got 30%, sit down and ask, how did we end up here?
yeah,
Get their math paper, look for all the numbers they failed.
yeah,
Why did you fail this one? How could you have done it differently?
yeah,
What didn't you have that you needed? You have an analysis. Oh, I used to do that with my dad. As soon as you come back from at school, we used to have a real report. Every
yes,
subject had its own
yes,
page
yeah,
with details. This concentration,
yeah,
attendance, what exams,
yeah,
everything. It
yeah,
was a real report. And my dad loved it so much. He didn't
yeah.
like these things of just subject marks
Math, marks,
and
and
comment.
yeah,
Nuh-uh. the,
details.
the subject was detailed on a page.
Yeah,
So you sit and discuss page by page.
yeah, and that's learning also.
Yes,
Yeah,
you page by page. You tell him I didn't have a textbook, blah blah blah. Okay, we are going to get the textbook,
yeah,
but we need an improvement.
yeah.
And even if someone improves from 30% to 40%,
It's a great milestone.
it is an improvement.
Yeah,
The challenge is seeing from 30 to 40% as not being good enough.
yeah,
So that is a challenge. I do not believe there is anyone who can fail to learn math
yeah.
unless they have a certain kind of learning
Impairment,
disability that is
or
called
impairment. Yeah,
dyscalculia.
yeah,
But still, they can also learn not at the same rate as the other students that don't have that disability.
yeah. I've
Mm.
thought of something. Have you ever asked these parents? I know as teachers, you're given a lot of you know pressure
Mm.
by these parents, and this parent wants you to deliver the unexpected,
Mm.
even when you know that the child has weaknesses. Have you ever engaged any parent to say, please, as a father or mother, can we see how you used to perform during your school time so that
Mm.
we know where the weakness of the child is? Because sometimes we used to perform badly in math or in
Mm.
any other subject. But here, because we want a scientist in our home now, these days now scientists are paid much more money. So now every parent wants the child to take PCB, whatever those subjects.
Mm.
Have you ever asked or challenged one parent to say, let's see how you used to perform so that we can either lessen the burden on this child or the blame game?
So let me first break that myth.
Yes.
Just because you performed badly doesn't mean your child will also perform badly
Uh-huh.
at some point.
Mhm.
Then the other thing is,
Even when you performed well in class,
even when you
does it?
performed
Yes.
well in the circumstances were different.
Yeah.
You didn't go to the same schools, you didn't
Yeah.
have the same teachers,
Yes.
you didn't have the same challenges.
Yes.
So you can't bring in that comparison. And I've seen some parents say, I was not so good at math.
Yeah.
I don't expect you're already planting seeds in your child's brain.
Yeah.
That you are not so good at math. So even the child, even the little effort they can make, they don't make it because you already planted a seed.
Yeah.
And you see this brain, it receives anything
Yeah.
that you give it. Give it positivity, you will thrive, you will show positivity. Give it negativity,
Yeah.
it will show that. So for parents, I there are certain times where they give us expectations, very high expectations. Someone calls and says, they told me you do magic. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. We
Yes.
don't do magic. We
Yes.
just do our job.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. They told me you do magic
Mhm.
and they want you to do magic.
Yes. Because they're paying you.
Meanwhile, for me, at times it's not even about the payment,
Yeah.
okay? Someone is coming to you 2 weeks to exams
Just to pan a bit.
and they want you to do miracles in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
The child has been having challenges and they had all this time.
Because they have been sent to a senior person, the one who does the magic. So they want to prove the point.
Yes,
And they have the money to pay you.
but the biology
Yeah.
has to be respected as well,
Yeah.
because Naturally, there are certain things you may not be able to learn in only 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Their
true.
half-life is very short.
Yeah, true.
It's like trying to read 30 minutes to the paper and you're trying to understand the concept. You need to give these things time.
Yeah.
If you know your child is going to do PLE or they're going to do checkpoints, if you know they are you actually you know they are going to do checkpoints,
Yeah.
you know they are going to do PLE, start preparing earlier. That's why I keep singing this song with all the students I meet, because before we even dive into the actual math,
Yeah.
we first do some kind of assessment. We do math counseling.
Yeah.
We have to first put you in the right position for you to be able to learn math very well.
Yeah.
You have to do your 5 a day. You have to do your 5 a day consistently. Not these things of like, they told me 5 a day. So at the end of the week, there should be 25. Now I'm going to do 20 in one day. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And then you sleep. No, 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 no. It should be 5 every day. Consistency.
Yeah.
Even if it's a child learning how to ride a bicycle,
It takes time.
it takes time.
Yeah, true.
You're going to sit, fall,
Mhm.
you sit, try, fall. You may have like 3 falls and then you get it right. But when you get it right, you'll ride bicycles for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So math is more like a skill. You need to learn how to learn math.
Yeah.
You need to do your 5 a day
Yeah.
consistently. So you're not going to come to me 1 week to exams and expect me to do miracles.
Yeah.
I will just do what I can. And I normally try to talk to clients so that they lower those expectations.
Yeah.
Not that I can't do it, but we have to be realistic.
Because even the child has to prepare themselves
Even the
first.
child has to
It takes
prepare
time to
themselves.
understand and connect again and understand what they're
Mhm.
going to be taught.
You can't say you learned how to swim in one day
Never.
or in
No.
1 minute.
Yeah.
It took you time. You kept going back, you swallowed water, almost died.
Yeah.
You know, you kept trying and trying. What makes you think that you're going to learn math in just hours and you're done?
Yeah. It takes time.
It takes time. So normally I like having conversations with parents, open, honest conversations,
Yeah.
so that we are clear from the word go.
Yeah.
And those expectations that I want this, I want that, I want this, I'm like, okay, you don't have to worry, but at the same time, don't have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
You need to give this child time.
Time.
Give them time. Even if it were you, if I take you back
Yeah.
at the time you were in school, did you get these things in one day?
Never.
Was it always good? So when you do a self-reflection, you say, okay, I was a student once. At some point,
Yeah.
this and this and this happened. So you have to have open and honest conversations with parents so that they don't have those, I pay my money, I do what. Those
Yeah.
things don't work on me if I pay my money.
Yes.
Everyone has to play their part.
But have you noticed or have you encountered parents that are
Mm,
actually forcing their children into this practice? Because when I talk about forcing, the
mm,
parents really put a lot of pressure on these children.
mm,
And then the child is on pressure to, I mean, mom is paying money, my dad is paying money.
mm.
I have to do what mom wants or what papa wants. Have you encountered such, especially in these times, have you encountered such children
Yes.
that you know that this child comes to you because that's what the parent wanted? But in the
Mm,
actual sense, the
mm.
child doesn't want. How
Yes.
do you handle such situations?
I have had, so far I've had about two.
Yeah,
And the parent comes and tells you, my child is struggling with this and what. But we sit down and have heart-to-heart conversations with these children.
yeah,
They open up about a lot of things.
yeah,
And the child tells you, honestly, I wanted to do art.
yeah.
I want to be an
An artist.
artist.
Yeah,
But my parents want me to be a lawyer.
yes,
My parents want me to be this.
yeah,
My parents told me that math is the one that is selling, so you have to do math. So, not that the child is not able to do math, but they are not passionate about it. They are
yes,
not happy to do it.
yeah. They
They
don't
are
want
being
it.
told to do this, yet what they want to do is this.
Yes,
So there's that emotional thing you attach. So you even hate going to a math class.
Yes.
And the moment you start hating to go to the math class, that is the beginning of failure.
But you as a teacher, are you open? Are you able to open for this parent and say, let's have a meeting? There's a
Yes,
problem here,
I normally
and this child will
discuss.
not manage math. They have refused, or they don't want.
It's not that they won't manage.
Yeah.
I want to remove that word. It's not that they won't
Or
manage.
test and preference.
They
We,
can manage.
yes.
But I try to often talk to parents.
Mhm.
I tell them, you see, you don't have to force your child into something just because you want it.
Yeah.
In the future, there are different careers. Right now, there are jobs which were not there 20 years ago.
True.
Virtual assistant. 20
True.
years ago,
Even
if
5 years.
someone said, I want to be a virtual
Virtual
assistant,
yes.
you would look at them and say, no, this child trying to waste my school fees.
Even content creators.
Content creators,
Yeah.
you tell your parent, I want to be a content creator,
And
and
they're
they
like
tell you,
that every day you're going to be on Facebook.
what are those things you're
They
doing?
on
Who
Facebook.
tells you social media pays?
Yes.
But people are getting paid.
Yeah,
People are
true.
working from
Absolutely.
home.
Absolutely.
So I try so hard to talk to these parents. Of course, some of them insist. They're like, no way, what? They take their children. I'm like, at least I tried my best.
Yeah.
But I always tell you, sometimes they even come to me when results are out. These are the results of my child. I think they can, I want them to do this, 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 and this. I ask them, what do the children want to do? You're trying to decide based on what you want. Okay, sometimes you may advise.
Yes.
Because there are certain, you may try to talk to certain students and you really see they're also not sure of where they want to go. So you may come in, but you need to help them find what they really want to do.
Yeah.
You may help them find what they really want to do. Not these things of I'm a doctor.
I must have a doctor in my house.
I must have a doctor in my house. I must have a lawyer in my house.
Some people even became doctors by chance.
Yes.
Or they became lawyers by chance.
We know people who went and did the degree, took it to their parents, and went and did their own things.
Yeah, true.
So why should we waste money and time
on a child that really has something?
And you can clearly see the talent is there, the passion is there. Why are you wasting money and time forcing the child to go and do a course you want? And it is them who are going to study and you expect them to practice.
And we still have so many parents, especially where I come from, in western part of Uganda. Somebody tells ninyenda doctor, ninyenda lawyer, ninyenda engineer. So their own is, I must have an engineer, I must have a doctor, and they don't care what happens after. But they want those titles.
And becoming those things is not a guarantee that you'll be rich.
Absolutely.
It is how you handle your money
after
that will make you rich.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's why we see many people actually who are dropouts.
You see that those Chikubo people,
yes.
Manya, they didn't go to school, they didn't finish school, but they are rich.
And they are challenging
financial literacy.
They have the financial literacy that you missed. And I think that's very important. And
they started working at a very, very early age.
Yes,
so they made their mistakes.
They were risk takers.
They made their mistakes, fixed them, and what. So for you, you've spent all your time in school. Your parents didn't allow you to do any of those mistakes.
To try out something.
Now, you're saying he's your age mate, but he has like 10 years of experience.
Yes, than you.
He doesn't have, you don't have the experience he has. So you cannot be at the same level.
And many despise them. That, he did that, he never went to school. He's like this, he never went to school. But he has made the life much more better than what you've been. So and that's amazing. So let's talk about, Stella, I know in COVID, you became very popular in COVID. And I believe among people who made money. that the Mercedes I saw you driving, that Mercedes came from COVID.
Which Mercedes is that, my dear? Which one is that?
That money came from COVID, because I saw everywhere on the internet was Stella, because everyone was looking for your service. And I believe you were not prepared also to have a system to make sure that you can manage all the masses that were coming to teach their children while at home.
First of all, it wasn't a Mercedes.
Stella has made it in COVID. So tell us, in COVID,
so what
the huge sums of money you made in COVID. So how did you make it? And tell us about it.
Am I safe when I leave?
Yes, you're very safe.
Anyway, so during COVID, we saw the issue coming,
Yeah.
and I had a quick meeting with my team.
Yeah.
I told them, you know what? We normally work when schools are closed.
Yes.
We normally work so much when schools are closed. So chances are high they're going to close the schools.
Yeah.
So if they close the schools and they don't lock movement,
Yeah.
we are going to have an influx.
Yes.
But if they lock movement, we are taking this thing to WhatsApp.
Yes.
Now, I had already tried the WhatsApp class. There is a parent who contacted me. She was from Entebbe.
Yeah.
The child, somehow went back to their home country in Pakistan. She had failed some math papers and had to retake them.
Yeah.
But there was kind of a challenge on how to help the child, because they reached out to me to help the child who was
And
not physically here.
we're out of the country.
The child that age, meanwhile, the child is a teenager, but you
Yeah.
need to be escorted.
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
kind
a
of
culture.
Sharia law
Culture.
thing or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know better. But they told me the child can't go to a tutoring place alone.
Yeah.
I told them, does the child have a WhatsApp number? Said, yeah, she does. Okay, we start
Yeah.
communicating, trying to learn using WhatsApp, giving her work. She sends it back. I mark it. I correct her. So I had some kind of interaction like that. It was about 2 years before. So when this COVID hit, that idea popped back. I
Yeah.
said, okay, I had kept it somewhere behind my sleeve.
Yeah.
Let me pull it out now. So I just had to take the team through. I told them, we are going to have so many learners, and this is our opportunity
Yeah.
to bring out the WhatsApp class thing. We had 700
Yeah.
students signed
Yeah.
up.
Wonderful.
We even had to distribute classes.
Yeah.
We had 700 students signed up because you see most opportunities find you
So
prepared.
you had your own school of
Yes.
700 and paying on time.
We had over 700 students. Of course, with time, schools figured out what to do. They
Yeah.
did Zoom calls, what
Mm.
and what. So most of the kids dropped off. You know, there were also conditions.
Yeah.
If you don't attend this, you're going to repeat the
Yes.
class.
That's because they're looking for
So
money, of course. Straight.
yeah, so and there are some people even changed school during that time because this school was more prepared than the other one. So they somehow joined this school, and then when even schools opened, they
They never.
continued
Yeah.
with that school and never went back to their previous schools. So when the students reduced, for some reason, God opened another door,
Yeah.
the UK door.
Yeah.
We started teaching UK kids on WhatsApp.
UK kids.
UK kids.
UK kids who are Ugandan in the diaspora or
Yes. They
where
were
else?
Ugandan and Nigerian.
Okay.
You know, a Ugandan whose child I had helped traveled to UK.
Yeah.
So she needed help for her child
To catch up.
online.
Yeah.
And her friend overheard our conversations like, I also want to try.
Yeah.
So her friend tried. Her friend is married to a Nigerian. So she also
Connected to the
connected
community
me
of the
to her
Nigerian.
in-laws.
Yes.
So I ended up having Ugandans and Nigerians
Nigerian.
in UK
Yeah.
on the
On the platform.
platform.
And
But of course, we have improved
and
since
that's the
then.
power of the internet.
Yes.
That is the power of the internet. I
So
know
I don't understand why teachers say they are broke.
they are you can imagine teachers, yes.
It's about how you approach this teaching
Yeah.
profession.
Yeah.
You know, in first year we had a doctor called Dr. Mgaga.
Yeah.
He told us during orientation week, I remember, he told us, we are training you to be teachers, but we don't expect all of you to end up in
The class.
the classroom.
Yeah.
You're teachers of the world.
Yes.
We don't expect you to all squeeze yourselves in the classroom. There's so much space for you in this world.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'll go get my space in the world.
That's amazing. She's a virtual teacher and she's successfully done this. If you're a teacher out there and you're crying that, oh, there's no money, you have internet, you have WhatsApp, you have
And you have to create.
everything. You
Mm.
have everything at your disposal, but you're walking door to door looking for a school to give you a job. What are you putting out there? Can you show your potential? There are so many parents who are looking for teachers that can, virtually support their children. And parents are
Mhm.
ready to spend the money.
And also, you can create materials.
Yes.
You can create materials. Right now, our latest product is Captain Miss Math.
Yeah.
when I did my research, I went to study in Nairobi
Yeah.
at Kenyatta University under the early program. So I went to study in Nairobi, and each one we did design thinking and all that, and we had to do a design thinking challenge
Yeah.
in line with education, because our cohort was Education Change
Yeah.
Makers, was funded by Trevor Noah Foundation.
Yeah.
So we had to do a design thinking project. So you need to invest a lot. Uganda's, sorry, excuse me, Africa's educational problems.
Yeah.
Where did they come from? What is the best way to fix them and all that? So there's this run. I create a lot.
Yes.
I'm a creative.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very creative person. So one time I was there thinking about my student who had failed to learn something. I'm like, you can try cartoons.
Yeah.
So I created kind of like a comic strip,
Yeah.
but a mathematical comic strip.
Yeah.
So I would send them out randomly. When that opportunity came, I said, but let me try and see if I can build on this
Yeah.
thing here. And I kept overthinking it. Like, but this thing, there's something missing here. There's something missing here. We did the design thinking challenge. I did more research.
Yeah.
I realized that about 70% of learners
Yeah.
read picture books,
Yeah.
comics, what
Yeah.
Spider-Man, what you
Yeah.
know, the
The things that are
Avengers
very
thing,
obvious, attractive.
everything.
Yes.
They love it a lot to the point that there are Avengers bags, bottles, pens, like everything in the children's economy. Most of them
Even
are
when we grow
cartoons.
older, even when you grow older, that's where we talk about humor.
Uh-huh. And then
Yeah.
Bumblebee is out. You're at the cinema. You
Yeah.
want to watch Bumblebee.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Then I also realized that they they like music a lot.
Yeah.
So some days I can sit down, I think of a math concept that is a bit difficult to remember, and then I come up with a short rap where the learners can rap and then remember. We design acronyms. So based on that research, I decided focus on one thing,
Yeah.
the picture books. How can I looked at our math textbooks that we have. They have very rich knowledge, but they are not
Like.
in a storytelling format.
Yeah.
So I sat down, I created a comic book in a storytelling format,
Yeah.
and the first book is out.
Wow. That's
It's
amazing.
called The Rise of Captain Miss
They're
Math.
right.
So I
Wow.
had to create a superhero
Yeah.
character, a female character at
Yeah.
that, pink cape and
Yeah.
all that. So she's here to help build math confidence among learners, show
Yeah.
them that math is easy, show them this and that. So it is, I even created a villain. So our villain is called Kavuyo.
Yeah.
Kavuyo are those thoughts that come in your head. I can't do math. Oh my God, I'm so scared to put up my hand in class,
Yeah.
this and that. So we had to picture that person. And I'm glad so far the learners who have used the book,
Yeah.
they are more confident. Some parents have read the book,
Yeah.
and I realized that even the parents
Are
are
able
saying,
to.
they're saying, some of these lessons you're teaching, they can also apply in our personal lives
Yeah.
somehow.
That's true.
Yes. So we want learners to love math. So we'll do everything. We'll
To make sure.
innovate and
Yeah.
create. So we have a math comic book,
Yeah.
and
Is it on the Amazon?
it's not yet on Amazon. For now, we are still selling it physically, and it's yet to go on KDP.
It's yet again KDP, and
Mm.
I believe you should also have a website
Mhm.
where it is somebody goes into it and orders your book, and they get the book. They would. I think you should think about
We're
that.
working on that. As
The
I
web, yeah,
said, it is the latest product.
yeah,
We
yes,
just released the book like a
yeah,
month ago.
yeah,
Yes, we released the first book a month ago, and
yeah,
we're going to keep having different
yeah,
series
yeah,
to address different math issues,
yes,
even math topics.
yeah.
So,
Wow, that's amazing. For the teachers out there, I mean, for the parents out there, you want math? Stella is here. You can get on social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Martha is everywhere. And I'm sorry, Stella.
Stella.
I always call her Martha. Stella, Stella Malis Basemera. You can check on her Facebook, and I'll be tagging her on this podcast. Get to her, get into her inbox, and we'll also put up the contacts at the end of our podcast. She'll give us her contacts. She's a very good teacher of math. I know there are so many people in the diaspora, in the USA, in Canada, in UK, in Australia, in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, in Qatar, everywhere. I know you have your children that you left home, but you find your child is struggling with math, and you can pay for this service. Martha, Stella is here to make sure that she's going to help your child on math, not any other thing. I know parents out there sometimes they say, "Oh, my child is bad in history. Can
Mm,
you handle history? Can you handle math? Can you handle biology?"
it's
Maybe
mad.
she can guide and say, "Okay, we have a good teacher that can also help you. Oh, this child on this." But she is a mathematician. Stella, tell us. I know you're among the people who won the High Innovator,
Mm.
and you bagged 20,000 US dollars into your project for work, not for your personal use, of course.
you,
Of course, for your projects
you
and
made it
everything.
sound like it went to my account.
Yes, the High Innovator by NSSF, and
Mm,
I participated in the same, and it was amazing. Um,
mm.
how did it go, and how did you feel being among people that won it?
It gave me a lot of confidence
Yeah,
because I used to see those situations where people go pitching and
yeah,
what.
yeah,
Excuse me. I used to see people go pitch what I used to tell myself that is not my thing.
yeah,
I didn't want the stress of competing and what. But one day I said, "No, okay, no, let me try it." If
yeah,
a friend of mine told me, "You know what, just apply for that thing, do the course." Like, he is studying.
yeah,
I'm a lifelong learner. I study
yeah,
and I love studying. I love learning. Said, let me go do that course. So I went, I did the course, I finished the course. Before I know it, they called us for a boot camp. I went for a boot camp, and then they're telling us we are going to pitch. I'm like, oh, okay, no
yeah,
problem. The good thing about pitching, what you have already done, what you know,
yeah,
it comes naturally, and you keep selling to different people. When they ask you, "Hey, what do you do?"
yeah,
You explain yourself.
yeah,
The parent calls you and they say, "Okay, how does this work?"
yeah,
You explain to them. So the part of pitching somehow came in easy.
yeah,
And for the slides, we do teacher trainings a lot. So we retool teachers on different things. Sometimes there are challenges in math in a certain school. You come and do an assessment,
yeah,
and then you give them a training based on that. At times we do general trainings. Now we design the slides and what and everything. So designing our slides was so easy.
yeah,
Yes, we just needed to learn to work within a short time
yeah,
because now we didn't have the liberty of talking the way we wanted. So
yeah,
we just needed to practice, practice, practice so that we can do it in a short time.
yeah.
Yes, and yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's this is great. If you're a mathematician there and you have a child that wants to do math, teacher Martha Basemera is here to help your child out there. If you're in the diaspora, wherever you are, please get in touch with Martha. We'll be putting her
Stella.
Stella. She's a mathematician. I always call her. So she's Stella Malice Basemela. She'll be able to take you through your child. Even when you're a teacher out there and you do want to have this kind of services, she's right here. We're going to attach her Facebook page, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value. So, in few words, Stella,
Mm.
talk to the mother before you talk to the child.
I
Talk to the
talked to the
mother out
mother.
there. Yes, or the parent, in other words.
I first of all I would like to appreciate all parents who are making an effort to make their children improve, especially in mathematics, because the statistics of failure are still high. So we want to improve the success rate of mathematics. I commend all parents who are actively involved in their child's education. You're doing a great role despite being busy. Don't force your child to learn in a certain way. Don't put very high expectations on them. Moving from 30% to 35% is still an improvement. It doesn't mean the child is a failure. And just because you had an issue with mathematics at some point, it doesn't mean that your child will also or has to struggle with mathematics. When you realize that the career path your child is so passionate about is different from what you would want them to do, it shouldn't be a battlefield. Give them a chance. If they want to become artists, don't force them to be lawyers. They will go do law, bring for you the degree, and then go be artists. So why not save money and time in the first place? So support your learners, be involved, nurture them, and you'll be proud of them. And mathematics is the new gold. It's everywhere. Even if they're artists, they need to understand numbers. So you need to support all your children and be involved in their education. If you can't fully be involved, find help or someone who can. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much. It's amazing. Maybe we could have a one or two words to the learners out there
To the
because
learners,
yes, to the learners, the
to the
math
learners
learners.
out there, it doesn't matter if you've failed math before. It doesn't matter if you've gone through all the zeros and F9s or what, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you get back up. Don't dwell so much on the past failures. You need to focus on what you're good at and how you learn. When you're learning math, you need to do 5 math questions a day consistently. Five, five, five. I'll say this again. Five, five, five. They have to be 5 daily, and you need to be consistent. Don't stop. I believe in you. I believe you can make it.
That's why she makes math a very complicated subject. 5 of them every day.
Hmm.
And those five, those are 25 in five
That
days.
is 25 in 5 days. In a month, excluding weekends, that
Yeah.
is 100 math questions you have tried.
Ah,
And in there, you've been able to realize your mistakes
yeah,
and correct them. How are you going to fail math
yeah.
when you even have experience of the questions, how they look like, how you should attack them?
Has any child of yours taken or will be taking after you?
I will find out some years from now.
It's
They are
amazing.
still very young.
They are still very young. You find that she
Yes.
loves math, and all her children, they refuse or they even fail to take up math. What does that mean? We are all born different. You either
Mm.
accept it, we're all different. Being a lawyer, being a doctor, being an engineer doesn't mean that your children are going to take up from you. Yes, you may be the boss because you're the one who pays. They may go and get those degrees, but they may not determine their success. So look at the potential of your child. If you have a musician in the house, why not? If you choose to have an engineer, by their
Support
will,
them.
why not? If you
Mm.
want to have a comedian, why not? And most, but not the least, if you want to have a content creator, they're amazing. Content creators are making huge sums of money
Mm.
than actually any other profession if you go globally now. So please allow our children to blossom, allow them to find their potential, and I believe we'll be able to find some great things out of them.
The message for teachers.
Please, teachers as well. We forgot about the teachers. Here is your message. Please go ahead.
So, for the teachers out there, you need to spend a lot of time researching new ways of teaching and learning. Your learners are evolving, so you should also evolve the way you teach. 20 years ago, you're not going to keep the same notes, you're not going to keep the same learning styles for the learner today, because even in the village, there has been a development and the children are different. Research, 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 and apply new methods of teaching so that learners can learn math and other subjects very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give us our contact if you don't mind. Give us the contact in case those would want to get in touch with you.
So if you'd like to get in touch with us, Creative Learning Africa, it is 0787 50 83 50. If you'd like to reach us via email, it is creativelearningafrica@gmail.com.
Great. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in our next podcast.